Okay, just in time. Let's save. Bit of a shame I missed that scene. I do love that one, but had to go. Give the cup to Keeper.
You really leaving, Captain? Shouldn't you heal up first?
Yuna needs me with her now. I can't be lying around in some bed.
Yeah, but...
Come on, look sharp.
Can we mod Keeper into the battle party? He deserves it.
The Blitz season just started. Don't make those faces, yeah?
Yeah, it should be... Just imagine Keeper receiving this instead. Or just getting an extra finals MVP trophy.
Well, see ya, boys. You be good.
Captain.
I can't hear you.
Captain!
Yeah, that's true. Don't spam them too early, but get your laughing Titus emojis ready.
Are you sure?
Never liked long goodbyes anyway. Sorry for making you wait, Yuna. I had some promises to keep, yeah? From now on, I'm your full-time guardian.
Yeah, until he
back,
becomes recruitable later on.
Sir Waka. Good to have you with us.
Hey. It's good to be back, yeah?
Good to be back, yeah?
So, any news on what happened?
Not really. We don't know where the fiends came from. Maester Micah is safe and sound, thanks to Maester Seymour. That's about it.
Maester Seymour's Aeon. It was so powerful.
Love the fact that you can get that Aeon.
Hey you! Don't just stand there! All of this is your fault!
This scene is great.
Getting swallowed by sin, ending up here in Spira, not being able to go back to Xanark, and everything! I'm telling you, it's all your fault!
This reaction. He just laughs. Savage.
Who are you anyway?
Laughing Aurin emoji.
You knew my old man, didn't you?
Yeah,
And you also knew Yuna's father?
that's correct.
Hey man, there's no way. That's just impossible.
Nothing impossible about it. Jecht, Vraska, and I, together we defeated Sin 10 years ago.
The theme kicks in so
Then
beautifully.
I went to Xanarkand, where I watched over you, so that one day I could bring you to Spira.
Why did it have to be me?
Jecht asked me to.
Is he alive?
It depends on what you mean by alive. He is no longer human. But then, I felt something of Jecht there in that shell, couldn't you? You must have felt him when you came in contact with Sin.
Oh, what a scene.
It can't be.
It is. Sin is Jecht.
Yeah, just the music of this game is just sublime.
No, that's ridiculous! No way! I don't believe you!
But it is the truth. You'll see for yourself. Come with me.
If I say no,
Every story must have an ending.
I don't care about your stories!
I see. Sorry you feel that way. Fine then. Come or don't come, it's your decision.
Ah! What am I supposed to say? You tell me it's my decision. But I don't have a choice, do I? You're the only one who can tell me what's going on anyways. I have to go with you, I have to!
Irritating, I know. Or are you afraid?
Oh, he delivers that line so well. What a legend.
It's all right.
I love that because first of all, he kind of loses control and he's laughing and all that stuff, but
Alright.
then it kind of comes full circle and the way he supports him there. He says it's all right. I love that.
Will I ever go home? Back to Xanarkand?
That's up to Jecht. I'm going to offer my services to Yuna. Come.
Yeah, just for me, like one of the absolute best scenes of the whole game. The music, the location, the voice acting. For me, that scene is just one of the. It's really up there. It's so good. And I remember like the earlier times I played through the game. Aurin, like he appears so early in the game and he's so cool, and I was like, you know, the prospect of getting to potentially see Aurin again in Luca was so cool. And I was always like, you know, are we going to get to see him? What's going to happen? Like, is it going to be a cameo? Is he going to be a party member? All of that stuff. And then, like, you meet him again. And it's, for me at least, it was everything I dreamed it would be and more. And it was just so great. And so, yeah, just amazing part of the game for me. Always love it. Moonstar, thank you for the donation, and hands up for Aurin indeed. Absolute legend. I don't care about your story, it's fine then, cast death. Yeah, I think Aurin having death in this run, just it's my favorite thing that's happened so far, I think, from the Sphere Grid. I think let's continue on, let's do the laughing scene as well. And then once we're at the start of Mi'ihen, then we can have a look at the Sphere Grid and see what we got. The end of the Luca section is really the end of Act 1 in this game, in my opinion. Loss of innocence, the decision to continue the journey, becoming a real garden. Yeah, I can see that. But yeah, Aurin's voice actor, like, for him, I always wondered, like, did he just not like being a voice actor for a video game? From what I know, he's like he was an actor like on TV and stuff like that. He wasn't like, he has very few voice credits at all. And so the fact that he never really continued on and his performance was so damn good, I was like, how could people play, like especially people in the developer space, like watch this game, play this game, listen to this game, and not be like, this dude's great, I want to hire him for a future project. Like the fact that he never had any role of significance other than Aurin, it always blows my mind. And I can only imagine it's because he just didn't want to. Like he just, for whatever reason, he just wasn't interested in voice acting for games. I don't know, but. Like that scene,
You think he's gonna stay here?
He was great.
Sir Aurin knows him, apparently.
Okay, my friends, get those
You
emojis
were
ready.
right. He did meet someone he knew.
Do you think he'll find a way back to Xanarkand?
In any case, I'll miss having him around.
Yeah, don't go too early with the emojis.
He's still in town, isn't
just
he?
wait for the right moment.
I think I'll go see him.
Whoa.
Sir Aurin!
The way Titus tags along. Looking a little bit embarrassed. While trying to look cool
Yuna,
and unaffected.
I wish to become your guardian. Do you accept?
Yeah, no premature emojis.
You're serious?
You refuse?
No. We accept, right everyone?
Yeah, he voice acted Aurin again
course,
in Kingdom
no
Hearts
problem
2,
at
but
all.
like it's so like
But why?
it's just one character for like a very small role again, and
I
other than that, he has
promised
nothing.
Braska.
I don't know. Not enough.
You promised? My father?
Kojam, appreciate it.
Thank
Thanks for
you,
joining
Sir
us.
Aurin. You're welcome to join us.
And he comes too.
Hi, guys. Howdy.
This one I promised Jecht.
Is Sir Jecht alive?
Can't say. Haven't seen him in 10 years.
Aurin casting death will become a new meme here. It better. The randomizer has thrown up some gold.
Yes. I'm looking forward to it.
What's our itinerary? Where are we headed?
Straight to business.
Hey, come with me.
Okay, the moment you guys have been waiting for. I'm going to turn the game's volume up a little bit on the stream at least. Just for this little bit.
Hey, watch.
Duh.
Hey, you got pretty good.
You sound sad.
Yeah, maybe.
Want to scream?
I really don't think that's gonna help this time.
You know what?
Hmm?
It's embarrassing to say this myself, but summoners and their guardians are kind of like Spira's ray of light. A lot of people in Spira depend on us.
I love
I
how it
learned
goes from this
to
to
practice smiling
the laughing.
when I'm feeling sad, you know.
Big energy change.
I know it's hard.
Yeah. I understand. I think.
Right. Now let's see what you can do.
Huh?
Come on.
Okay, here we go.
This is weird.
Next, try laughing out loud.
What?
Come on, show me. You probably shouldn't laugh anymore.
What I will say is I love how it breaks into like their real laughing at the end of it, so it turns into a genuinely like happy and joyful moment. And I think that's a part of the thing that goes kind of underappreciated a little bit, because obviously the laugh has to be so over the top and just silly and fake. When you're told to like laugh on cue like that in such a silly way, that's going to happen. But then it turns into like how they really laugh, and I think that's just great.
Just whistle.
I don't know. I think it's a great scene.
I'll come running. I promise.
Well, let's go. What are you looking at?
We were just worried you guys might have gone crazy.
Sorry. Well then, all right. Now, we will go to the temple at Jose. And Guardians, don't forget to smile.
Yeah, so I think what I will say, this scene is one of those that has aged very well. I do remember a time when the scene was always, it had this reputation of being super like, you know, super cringe. Oh, it's one of the worst scenes, it's so bad and all this kind of stuff. But I just don't think that narrative exists anymore. I think basically among Final Fantasy X players, maybe if you've just seen the scene in isolation and you haven't actually played the game or you don't appreciate the game in general, you might be like, haha, this is just such a ridiculous, like, stupid scene. And like, what is this, like, horrible laughing and voice acting and whatever. But I think for most of us now, at this stage, the whole idea that there's this like really negative narrative around this scene and that people think is really bad, I don't agree with that. I literally just did a poll right now, and it just says the laughing scene was good or bad, and like 94% of people said it's good. I think it's a really, really good scene. There's just like, the game is very self-aware of what it's trying to do, and I think once upon a time people were kind of acting like the game intended to do something other than what it did, and that's just not true. Like Titus literally prefaces the whole thing with "this is weird" as he's laughing naturally a little bit, and then the reaction of the fellow cast members, like, you know, what the hell are you guys doing? Like, they know that something a bit silly and a bit wacky just happened. Then the way they start laughing, like normally afterwards, the fact that the laugh is forced and has to be fake, like he has no reason to be like laughing out loud that loudly. And so when you pull all of that stuff together, I think it's a great scene, and I think most people agree that's just how the perception of it has changed, and so I'm very relieved. So I don't think it's like this is such a bad scene meme thing just doesn't really exist anymore, I think, and I'm definitely relieved about that. Tom Taro, thank you for the donation, appreciate it. Even for pretending the voice acting was still a little too stale, but really sweet scene. Yeah, I mean, okay, I'm not exactly going to say it was the best thing of all time, but I think it was good enough, man, for a bunch of, like, for two 17-year-old kids that trying to do something like that. I think, you know, for most of us, if we were put in Titus' shoes there and she was like, I want you to laugh out loud, I think we're all going to sound like idiots pretty much, regardless, so, I don't know. The laughing scene is great and Jat owning it is great. Yeah, and that's another thing. I reckon James Arnold Taylor like handled it very well. Like there is obviously a meme-like aspect to it, and he really leaned into it and he enjoyed it. And I think we can definitely enjoy it and not take it overly seriously. But he didn't ever. I don't think he ever felt the need to defend himself about it or to explain, you know, like, oh, it's this way, and like try to make people understand it. I think over time, thankfully, the narrative shifted. So I think that's nice. Now, what we shall do is have a look at Sir Aurin's sphere grid and find out just what other surprises are in store other than the ability Death, which was already a major surprise and absolutely brilliant. So let's have a look. So immediate agility by +4 is very nice. He did put out a video to defend and explain though. Yeah, I think he initially did, but like the extent to which he's leaned into like the jokes and the memes and that kind of stuff, I don't think he just doesn't feel bad about the scene, I think, personally. I just don't think he has that impression of it. I think he's happy with what he did, and probably if he could do the scene again, he'd probably pretty much do it the same. That's how I feel. So he has Cura, interesting. So we have Guard, Death, and Cura. So he's really got a versatile stack here at the moment. Still getting some strength, so he's still doing Aurin things, because he has a pretty high strength stat to start anyway. But this agility is nice for Aurin early on. That's pretty cool. He doesn't exactly have a ton of ability, so it'd be curious to see what else he gets. More agility here. Strength. And life. Wow, he has life and death. Come on, man. That is so perfect. That is so perfect. No, he never felt bad. He emphasized he did the scene exactly the way it's supposed to be acted. Yeah, I agree. So it's generally, yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. So he's definitely not apologetic about it. I do appreciate that. But yeah, very poetic here. Life and death for Aurin. And well, this HP here, look at this little stack of HP. So he's looking good. Like, so far he's got life and death, he's getting some agility boost, and he's getting his HP, he's getting some strength boost too. I mean, Aurin looks like he needs to stay in the front line for most of the game. Where is his first MP node is a good question, because that's the one problem we do have. He has death and life, but again, if we don't have the MP to cast it, then, you know, it's going to be pretty limited. He has Prey. He's like an interesting kind of Dark Knight / monk combination here. But that's his first MP node. It's quite a long way away. So that's going to take a little while to get to. And even then, he can cast 2 deaths. So yeah, it's not going to be a death spam kind of run. But thankfully he gets another one here. That pushes it up to 3 deaths. But look at this agility. The agility is very interesting. So this is going to transform Aurin, because agility was always one of his biggest problems, but the agility here is just insane. He learns water. Interesting. And more agility, and more agility. What the hell? Could he potentially have one of the highest agilities? by the end. That's crazy. Yeah, I'm impressed by Aurin's grid. And look at all these strengths as well, especially in the final one. Strength, HP. Wow, he's a real powerhouse. Now, the only thing about his grid is there's definitely significant chunks of it that are blocked off. So like this one, he's never going to get. So no one's going to have Dispel. That's going to be interesting. We have to use Purifying Salts, which could be interesting. I mean, Aurin's still going to be tanky. He's going to have a lot of HP. Look at these HP nodes. I think he's going to be a bit of a do-it-all. He's going to be a status effect, strength, and just hard-hitting tanky guy. So he's got a lot. But let's see this final black magic ability. Is it Ultima? If this is Ultima, that's going to be insane because he might not have enough MP to ever use it. It might be the case. Here we go. Okay, it's Fire. Fine, okay. So he has Water, he has Fire, he has Death, he has Life, and then he has a bunch of Agility, Health, and Attack. That's not too bad. Is this Ultima? No, it's Thunder. Fair enough. So still, I would say this is a very strong grid in terms of the stats that would be useful. But it's not incredible because, again, of the MP, I think. So depending on how we can manage and how many ethers we get and how we use our MP, then it could be more and more useful. But yeah, I think he's fitted into a bit more of a Dark Knight kind of style here. Whereas Ultima, does Riku have it? I think we'll save it for when we actually get Riku. It's been more fun to kind of see what the abilities are as we get them instead of just studying everything in advance. Okay. So we'll do a little bit of Mi'ihen Highroad and then we will wrap up for this second session. As Ty's agility shoots up to 23, way quicker than everybody else. So for now, I think I like this team. We'll see. Who were the 7% that vote the laughing scene was bad? Yeah, we need to ban whoever that 7% is. Okay. Joe Schmo, thank you for the donation. Let's go. I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna see if Orin can cast Death on the first round. That'd just be such a boss move. But I've got to speak to Machen first. I have to.
This is a statue of Lord Mi'ihen. 8 centuries ago, he founded a legion known today
Before
as the
Tomes,
Crusaders.
there was Machen.
In just a few short years after their founding, their ranks grew throughout Spira. The Maesters of Yevon feared an uprising and accused them of rebellion.
Are there any Machen badges in the house? I think Laura is one.
Refute them.
Dream has a Mage badge as well. I think there's at least like 1 or 2 more. I think we have a small group of people that have made it to Machen status now.
It was then that Yevon gave them the name Crusaders, which they have kept ever since. And the rest is history.
Yeah, his voice is great for sure. How would you rank the Final Fantasy games by quality of their voice acting? I would say 16 the best. Then 12 maybe. Then
That one looks slow.
10 and 13. I don't know, 13 and 10. 10 might still be the worst. I think the standard's generally high.
I can take it.
I think the standard is generally very high. It's hard for me to pick. I think my favorite is 16 and the next one is 12. Those two I'm fairly sure of, but 13 Trilogy and 10 I'm not that kind of, and 15 I'm not too worried about either way. Like they're relatively even for me. But yeah, Laura is the one with the Machen badge in chat today. Okay, so here we go. This normally plays out, obviously Tidus tries to attack. He doesn't have a piercing weapon, so it doesn't go too well, and then Orin shows him what a piercing weapon can do.
What the?
Oh no! No, they don't let you do that. That's such a shame. I wanted to do Death for this. That would have been so much more fun. That's lame. Fine. Okay.
Told ya, Sir Aurin's the best.
I could have done that.
Yeah, I guess they lock you out of using anything other than attack there to avoid any shenanigans. Okay, let's have some encounters now. I want to see if it's worth changing it to anything. I'm going to definitely keep this. Don't think anything uses water here. We have ice, but not water. Another one of those. That's nice. I think we'll keep it like this. Okay, let's get into a few encounters. I think everyone here kind of gives you a little something. Go. Every little helps.
Do you know what those ruins are from?
Some old city?
Correct. A city most
Correct.
ancient. A terrible testament to sin's power. I tremble every time I see them. Compared to sin, humans are mere mud puppies.
Mud puppies.
But I believe humans are the only ones capable of defeating sin.
A good reply. I am relieved to hear you say that, milady summoner.
Oh?
Where are my manners? I am matron, a scholar, at your service.
Great name. Even Machen's just such a great name.
I am on a journey, studying the history of our world, Spira, seeking...
I'm always impressed at how they
stories
come
and
up with these
secrets.
names. Like these
My
fancy
travels
names.
have taken me to many places, and I am troubled by what I have seen. Fragile smiles on people's faces, crumbling at the mere mention of sin. They are counting on
Yeah,
you,
his voice actor
milady.
did a great job.
Give them a reason to rejoice once more.
I will.
So here, I always forget. I think there's a chest around the back, or maybe not. Yeah, there is. There we go. That's good because he can one-hit KO the wolves, but I think maybe he's already strong enough. We'll see. Isn't Machin and Awaka the same VA? They should be, yeah. There's a lot of really good VA crossover stuff, like a lot of VAs who did multiple voices. One of the most famous being Kimari and Waka have the same VA. Unless I remember that wrong, but I'm pretty sure John DiMaggio did both. Woo-ha! So, yeah, in a pinch, if we come up against some really tough elementals and we don't have the opposing element, I guess we could always use death. Yeah, some VAs have done even more than two. So another one, Hedy Barres, voice of Yuna, also did Seymour's mother. Her voice, she basically did both of those voices. So that one I couldn't hear because they're very different tones. And so it's not one that I could have guessed myself. I was pretty impressed when I heard that. Yeah, he's gonna get Osmo soon. But against random encounters, it's just not that useful, I think. Dwight Schultz does Awaka, Machin, as well as Old Dallin in Final Fantasy XII. Yeah, that's quite a list.
Go!
And yeah, when it comes to like ranking the Final Fantasy games, I always give 10 a little bit more of a pass because it's the first one to ever feature voice acting. And I always say, like, for a first time, I give it a little bit of extra credit because I thought the quality of the voice acting was great for a first time effort as well. I think by the time you get to like Final Fantasy 15 and 16, they've had the benefit of doing the whole voice acting thing for a long time, and racking up experience.
You like that?
I thought you were going to say that Yuna has the same VA as Seymour. No. But I always say it, and I will say it again, I think Seymour's voice acting is underrated. I think he did it. For this game and for that role, I think he did a great job.
Lady Summoner, I presume.
Yes, I am Yuna.
I am Lucille, captain of the Jose Chocobo Knights.
Ah, yes, Princess Garnet is here
And
as
I'm
well.
Alma. We've been charged to guard the Highroad.
Every time Vanille was in a
reports of
cutscene, I
a large
turned down the
fiend appearing
TV
in
volume
this
so that my
area with a
parents
taste
didn't
for
think I was
chocobos.
watching something terrible.
Do take care, Summoner Yuna. if you
Honestly,
want to
she's one of the
prevent
reasons
any
why
chocobos.
I think Final
Thank
Fantasy
you.
XIII's voice acting wasn't
will be
quite
careful.
as good as the absolute
Good.
best ones.
We should get back to our rounds. Farewell.
But that is more so the direction. I
prayers
don't
are
think
with
I
you.
think the voice actress just did what she was told and she did it well, but I think I don't think they directed it particularly well.
A large fiend?
Real deal, welcome to the stream. Good
Let's
to see
go
you.
get him.
And yes, unfortunately Rule is a member now.
Why?
But Rule's been
It's the right thing to do.
collecting some of
It's
those
the
gifted
right thing
memberships.
to
He's
do.
a silver Aurin already.
What did I say now?
Jecht said that a lot too. And every time he said it, it meant trouble for Braska and me.
Honestly, I think Final Fantasy XIII's voice acting suffers a bit because of the characters themselves as well. I think that the more you like the characters outside of their just pure voice acting, the more likely you are to appreciate their voice acting as well, if that makes sense. And so I think 13's cast is just not as good or as iconic as some of the other casts in the series, and so I think it suffers a little bit more for that. I think you're more likely to positively review a character's voice acting if you also really like the character, I think. So I think 13 loses a little bit for that as well. RP Productions, see you later. Thanks for joining us. We're going to wrap up soon as well, probably about 5 or 10 minutes or so. Just so you guys know. But like in terms of like the literal quality of the voice acting, I think 13 was really good too. I never had a problem with 13's voice. Outside of Vanille specifically, like the way that they directed the use of her voice. With the wait, why is that a? Did I use an MP sphere? Huh? Are there natural MP 40s on the grid? There must be. If it's just a jumble up, then there must have been some like naturally already. What? Is that a thing? Interesting. Okay, I'll take that. Pretty sure I got an HP sphere from Lord Ochu, so this MP plus 40 was just there like by default. Yeah, then there are natural MP 40s. Okay. I think maybe naturally there was one like down this area potentially, like in the original sphere grid or something. So fine. Yeah, for a second I was like, where did that come from? But again, we've run out of ability spheres, so still no Osmos. I haven't had a chance to pick that up yet. I think I will come down here still. I thought the Fang was the best character in 13. Yeah, she's definitely one of my favorites, if not my favorite of the bunch. She was very cool. Okay, Aurin already with a big agility bump. And we get some more black, but we need ability spheres. I wonder what drops it here. Maybe the Jewel Horns potentially drop ability spheres? I'm not sure. Wait, what? Oh yeah. Got a bit excited there. Definitely want to have use. Okay. Let's continue. Belgamine, there's no point in fighting Belgamine, right? I can't be bothered. I'm not really using summons anyway. If there's any reason for me to fight Belgamine, let me know, but I don't think so. But yeah, more love for Fang, and not so much love for Hope in 13. People do find Hope annoying, and Hope treads a fine line in 13. But yeah, people say skip her, so I will. You can talk to her, give up, and get an item. Ah, interesting. What item did you even get? A Seeker's Ring? Eh. I don't think you need it, unless it has something interesting on there, which I don't think it is. But yeah, already I think the prospect of doing a randomizer run like this with like combining it with some kind of mod like the P-Birdman mod or Carithian's mod in the future could definitely be interesting.
Let me help.
Okay. At least making use of that silence attack.
Allow me.
My mod is not suited for randomizer, I fear. Well, that's kind of the point. We just see. Maybe it just becomes impossible, the randomizer. We'll see. But I think thanks to the nature of, like, if you then allow yourself to use locks and stuff, then it gets more interesting. I think these rules with something like the P-Birdman mod would be what make it either impossible or incredibly difficult. But once you start being able to break nodes, into other people's grids, then I think it can get more interesting. Yeah, I think Walker's going to have to wait until we get an ability sphere. Obviously, I need to get the usability, so he's going to be stuck for a little bit. But now, I'll keep going. This is a good chunk of agility. So Kimari is pretty quick out the blocks too, with 18 agility here. Okay. Yeah, definitely. I'm still holding out hope in the future that the randomizer scene is gonna grow, and we're gonna get more like true randomizers. But it sounds to me like they are being worked on. People are making the effort to improve the randomizer options. But obviously these things take a long time. People put in a lot of work. Like Carithian, how long would you say roughly, obviously, that you've spent working on your mod up until this point? Even just like a normal mod, not like a randomizer type thing.
Walker's back on the field.
But yeah, since we have a distribution of abilities here and everyone's going to end up having something that's potentially useful, the only slightly annoying thing is just trying to rotate everybody around to make sure everyone gets experience. Let's just finish it off. There we go. Okay. Nice.
Don't get too cocky.
These early battle quotes are just so good. Oh, L yes in the house. It wouldn't be a Dansg08 stream if L yes wasn't being a legend. Thank you so much for the support. And another big chunk of viewers get to enjoy the memberships. Yeah, this was one of the ones I wanted. There you go.
My Lady Summoner.
You're a summoner? Yes. My name is Yuna.
I'm Callie.
Nice to meet you, Callie.
Yeah, so Carithian said about 1.5
Lady
years
Yuna,
so far for
are
the
you going
mod
to bring
that
us
he's
the
been
call?
working on. So,
Yes.
yeah, that just puts it into
Very
perspective.
soon.
It's just very hard to put these things together.
Yay!
We're looking forward to another calm, my Lady Summoner.
I'll do my best.
And good luck to your guardians as well.
Toyota just scratches his head.
What's the calm?
The calm is a time of peace.
Callie, the most normal name in the
It
game.
comes after a summoner defeats sin and
Definitely
lasts
sounds pretty
until
normal. I
sin
guess
reappears.
thinking of the names like Lulu, I guess is pretty normal. I think what other Seymour, I guess. There's not many people called Seymour, like their first name being Seymour.
I thought
I mean,
it was weird.
Definitely not
Yuna's dad
a fantasy
defeated
name by
Sin
any
10 years ago,
by any
right?
stretch.
But Sin's still here.
Lou2304, thank you
Didn't
for the
make much
donation. I
sense till
appreciate the
now.
support. Thank you so much.
Wait, if it just comes back...
Don't say it isn't worth it. Because it is.
Even for a little while.
people can sleep in their beds without being afraid. That kind of time is worth anything. Don't say it isn't worth it.
What do you mean Waka's the most
Your
normal name
words
ever?
that
So,
day, Yuna, I remember them well.
I know that there's people in the community that have kind of contacted me and or just mentioned generally that they've had children, they've named their kids like names from Final Fantasy games and stuff. Most recently there's a guy who's named his son Aurin. What's like the most quote unquote normal names that you guys think could work? Like this very uncommon and it's from a Final Fantasy game, but you say, okay, if someone had that name for a kid, I think it would still be cool as opposed to just sounding too weird. I do think Aurin falls into that, like it sounds normal enough to me that I think even for people who've never played Final Fantasy, they'd be like, that's a very unique name, but I don't think they'd be like, that's a strange, weird name.
Oh yeah.
Tidus isn't bad. Tidus maybe a bit too much on the like. Okay, Clive. Yeah. I'd name my daughter Rydia. Okay, Rydia's not bad. Hi, Summoner Brian. It's not like calling your kid Kimari. Yeah, see, for example, Kimari is just one of those names. It's just like, no, you shouldn't be calling your kid Kimari. Like, your kid's probably not going to thank you for that one. Yuna, yeah, Yuna works. Zell could be possible. Noel is a normal enough name as well, I think. Irvine, also normal enough. For Sawyer, yeah, those are one of those where I'm just like, yeah, probably not. Thanks, kid. Penelo, because it's just short for Penelope. Okay, I can kind of see that. Bots. We still don't have, ability spheres. That's what I mean. We're going to struggle a bit with this early on. My kid will be named Owaka the 23rd, at least the 24th. Okay.
Hey, I'm a guardian now, so watch out.
Tifa works. I think Tifa also works, yeah. Biggs and Wedge would be good for pets. Yeah, I think I can definitely see that. I think that'll be fun. Get some bound quotes here. No? Zone and Watts. I think they're not cool enough. I wouldn't call my pet Zone or Watts. Like, yeah, it's a good reference, but they're not cool enough characters for me.
So be it.
You and Death talking on his Twitch channel a while ago made my day. I've been subscribed for it for a long time. That's cool. I'm glad you caught that. It was a good time. He's a really good guy. Great content creator. Always recommend him, especially if anyone who loves Final Fantasy VII. If you haven't already, definitely check out 48 Productions' content and his streams. He's a pro streamer. He's not like me that just does it now and then. Whoops, that was not the best idea. So he's always streaming. You can always catch some stuff from him, and he has a great community. I know Sid's normal, but would you go for the full Sidolphus? Yeah, maybe in a different era. Like I don't feel like this is the right era for a Sidolphus. Just waiting for the Legend Classco to make an appearance. Celes, I think, kind of works, yeah. I mean, I can see that. So yeah, a decent chunk of names I think could work, but could work versus actually be used, and like, you know, parents actually decide to name their kid that is obviously much lower percentage. Is there a chest here or not? But I'm not happy with the lack of ability spheres at the moment. Some of these guys are going to get stuck. Because I don't want to go backwards and forwards on the sphere grid. I'd rather just wait until I have enough. But yeah, Tidus doing well here. People name their kids worse, to be honest. That's kind of true. Yeah, there's definitely some wacky names. Very questionable ones. Bahamut, obviously. Get to work on this guy. This guy. Yeah, Luca definitely a very Italian name. I like the name. I think it's a pretty good one actually. But I feel like that one's obviously a common enough name. I guess especially from like Italian background, that I wouldn't really consider it like a Final Fantasy reference.
Let's end this.
Who's left?
You called?
I love that one. You called. Okay, let's get to work. Finish this off.
Got you covered.
There's also, isn't it a Pixar film called Luca, if I remember correctly? Cactar. I've got to stop using Waka in these situations. Probably not a good idea. By the way, are there the 13 remasters? Unfortunately not. I've always been a strong advocate of remasters for that game, but we don't have any yet, still. It's going to happen eventually, but they're really just like taking their time. Okay, slightly more interesting encounter. Let's
back on the field.
Sort these guys out. Question is, can we... I think we can beat these guys in 3 hits. I think it's possible. The 13 PC versions are basically remastered. I would say no. I think the ports of 13 are bad on PC. They're the bare minimum. They barely look anything better than the PS3. If you put mods and stuff on, then yes, but then that's not what was intended, if that makes sense. So I would disagree that the trilogy on PC is basically remastered. Would you rather get remaster or 10.3? If it's going to be like a proper remake type thing, I'd probably rather still get a remake than 10.3. I'm just not convinced about anything else. They'd have to change their kind of, they'd have to retcon what they did with Will and come at me with like a different story, a different approach for me to consider it.
Let them come.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, we definitely don't need another Final Fantasy X remaster. I think we're very much good with that. Yeah, no, we can't defeat this guy. And I think that's our first KO, actually.
We're doing all right.
And so Aurin dies. Maybe I need to cast Death on those guys instead. I mean, it's just not important enough. Yeah, I could do that, but like, is that necessary? Not sure. Wait, is that enough for Flare? No, it's the next one, isn't it? Yeah, okay. So next session, Tidus is definitely going to get Flare. And Waka needs to lance out or something. But we're almost done. I just want to get to the end of this road. I'm going to put it in ×2, so I get this session complete. Wow. Good evasion. Good evasion. And good accuracy there. Yeah, I think the jewel horns might be the only ones that are capable of dropping ability spheres around here. Just not seeing many at all. Okay, let's do a Lancet. Waka's first Lancet. Sort that out. And Yuna might die here, but still gonna just do this. Yeah, so we haven't encountered any jewel horns yet, fortunately. Yeah, Waka being put to sleep was not great. And I think you stay asleep for probably like 3 turns here. So this ended up being a little bit of a punishing encounter here. Still asleep. The jewel horns drop ability spheres, and genuinely, if you're at risk of entering Mushroom Rock while stuck on ability nodes, I recommend grinding a couple. Yeah, we'll see. Not sure. It's a bit of an annoying. We need to take these guys out like now. Waka stayed asleep for like 10 years. Damn it. One status effect that can make such a difference. That's why I generally haven't been using Lancet, because he's just a very quick way to take out this one eye. Let's get this done. And I think we've been a bit unlucky. Tidus can generally hit these flyers in like 2 or 3 attempts. So now we're back to normal. Saving these overdrives for Chocobo Eater, maybe we have a chance of beating him. It kind of depends if Demi works or not. I think that's probably the main thing. Okay. Almost there. When's the next stream? The next stream will be in the new year. Going to try my best to stick to that every other Tuesday kind of schedule. So I think that makes it the 2nd of January 2024. So we'll see you guys in the new year. Thought of activating party. Yeah, next session I'm considering maybe just doing that. I think it might be a bit easier because, as I say, I do want to swap around and get everyone their experience, but it's one of the most tedious aspects of playing this way. And so I think to speed things up in the next sesh, I'll probably... there is a mod that basically allows everyone to gain the same experience regardless of whether they contributed or not. I think that's probably the best way to do it. I forget, can we avoid speaking to these guys? A few more encounters here, and then we're gonna finish this up. There we go. I hope you can avoid Shalinda. Unfortunately, we can't avoid Shalinda. That's one encounter that you can't avoid. I think if you have the skip cutscene mod, you probably can, but... For a second I thought maybe I got a ability sphere, but they're just not dropped. Whoops, that was a mistake. See, that's muscle memory right there. I'm so used to Yuna being the one that cures everyone that I just instantly went to the Curaga instead.
Hey!
Nope. Sorry, Gata, not interested in you. you got your extra cutscene before the Blitz game. Hey! And then just runs off. I've never been the biggest Gutter fan, so I kind of love doing that too. But yeah, definitely seeing a lot of interest in Chrono Trigger. As I said at the start of today's stream, definitely going to do Chrono Trigger for you guys, but it'll take a little bit of time. So yeah, just when you think you can skip this this conversation, you can't.
Are you all? Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't want to do like cutscene skipping mod entirely because I feel like it kind of kills the overall experience a bit too much. If you're like fully kind of speed and challenge gameplay oriented, then fine, it's really nice. But I think for something like this, it's just not. It's just not fun.
Yeah.
And cutscenes give me a chance to see the reactions to the cutscenes. I can chat to people and that kind of thing. I think it's fun.
Well, I have still. People are depending on. Yes.
So in the chat, is there anyone who doesn't like Chrono Trigger or who thinks it's overrated? Because literally, it's pretty much 100% of people say that Chrono Trigger is a really, really good game. Or like a masterpiece or a great game or something along those lines. I don't think I've ever heard anyone like specifically say that Chrono Trigger's nah, it's not actually that good. It's overrated. I didn't like it. I don't trust anything that Rule says anyway, so ignore Rule in the chat. If Rule's saying something's overrated, he's probably saying it for the sake of it. Okay, but does anyone think it's just not a good game? So like someone said it's overrated, but I still liked it. I still think it's a good game. But is there anyone who thinks it's actually a bad game? It's one of those things where you ask that question to a big enough group of people, then those people start coming out the woodwork, like that 2 to 5% or whatever, let's say, that end up that don't like a game. Rule says sincerely from the bottom of my heart, it's mid. Fine, I'll believe you.
We rest here.
But this isn't our bed shop.
I love this interaction.
Is that a problem?
They don't believe in Yevon, and in Luca they kidnapped Yuna.
Where were her guardians?
Where were her guardians?
Oh.
Sir Aurin's just concerned about your health.
I'm not tired
one bit.
Well, I am.
So dramatic. So for Chrono Trigger, because it doesn't have any like proper legit like modern port remaster thingies, is it one of these games that's worth getting like some kind of modded version of it? Are there really good mods out for it?
As if I could sleep.
That improve the cleanness of the visuals or like the way it runs or what it does over the original? Or what's the best way to even play Chrono Trigger nowadays? Have you ever played Final Fantasy VII Japanese audio? I have. I actually made a movie version of it way back in the day. So yeah, I definitely have experience with it. It's very cool. I think every big fan of the game should kind of play through it like that at least once and see. The PC version is fine. It's not perfect, but it's fine. Not to my knowledge, but I had a good time with just the PC version. Yeah, so it seems like maybe there's not a need to do anything too crazy with mods or anything to try and enhance it. Fair enough. Okay, I will have to do my research, but for now, I'm going to wrap things up. Thank you all for joining me once again on this second session. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Orin getting and using death was definitely the highlight for me. And Keeper with the 4 saves, that was awesome stuff. As I say, I will be back in the new year. Tuesday the 2nd of January it should be. And then we will continue the adventure. And in the meantime, as always, I will be making the VOD versions of these, and hopefully anyone who missed this can enjoy that too. So Have a great Christmas to anyone who's celebrating. Have a great New Year to everybody as well. And I will see you in 2024 in the Final Fantasy X live streams. Take care, everybody. See you later.